This next story is a story about love. It stars the woman who played the maid in the last story and Raymond. Both of them have an interesting backstory that they've both been 86 from bars in Santa Fe, so they've had a lot of time on their hands to come out to Madrid and do theater. Diane got 86 from La Fonda for Dirty Dancing. A remarkable backstory to their acting career. This story is, I guess, a love fable, love story. It's called He Couldn't Live Without Her.
Yes, Ronald. Thin them and move the extras to the back by the maple tree.
Okay, darling.
I am going to prune these roses. These beautiful roses. Do you remember when we put these in? Johnny was still in grade school. My God, that was almost 30 years ago. It's amazing to think about what this place looked like when we moved in and what it looks like now. We certainly have come a long way, haven't we, darling?
Yes, we have, Mary. Yes, we have.
Well, hello, Mr. and Mrs. McGee.
Oh, hello, Clarina. How is the baby?
Oh, you know, eating everything in sight.
Oh, that's a good sign. Oh, that Clarina Fritz. She's wanted to have that baby for 10 years. She finally got what she wished for. Isn't that a wonderful thing?
Yes, it is, darling.
Ronald, can you help me move this pot? We can't see it anymore. The iris have just taken over.
Of course, let me do that.
Now look at that, the McGees. They've never been seen apart. They seem so happy and comfortable and content. I want a marriage like that.
Sure thing, babe. Anything you want.
Such a pick.
You love me.
Oh, honey, I'll get it. I need to check the oven anyway.
All right, darling.
Hey, look, Danny, it's the McGees. Aren't they just a vision of true love?
Huh? What?
Yeah, the McGees, don't they have the most beautiful garden? Do you think we can have a garden like that someday, Danny?
Yeah, if you bring your tits. What is it, Mary?
Ronnie, I think I'm going to have to leave. That was Cheryl, my sister. She's sick. I think it's serious. They think it's cancer.
Oh my
They're
God.
still doing tests, but she's all by herself, and I think I need to go help her.
Well, it's family, Mary. You've got to do what you've got to do.
Oh, Ronnie.
Northbound bus to Omaha, now boarding at Gate 6. Making stops in Denver, North Platte, Omaha bound, Gate 6. All stops to Omaha, Denver, North Platte, Omaha bus, Gate 6. Please have your tickets ready as you board.
That's my bus, Ronnie. I'm going to miss you so.
I'll miss you too, Mary.
This will be the first time, and I can't think. Have we ever been apart?
I can't think of any time.
Well, I promise you, this will be the only time we are ever apart. Promise me, Ronnie.
I promise, Mary. I promise.
I'll send you a card as soon as I get there. You'll write to me, won't you?
Of course, darling.
And you'll remember to water?
Yes, darling.
And you'll keep up with the pruning?
Of course.
And you'll see that the gas bill gets sent. I left it on the table.
Yes, darling.
Well, all right. Oh, I made a large portion of chicken salad for you. It's on the bottom shelf of the refrigerator. And there's always those frozen meatloaf. They're in the bag, so you may have to move things around. And if you have any milk, make sure you smell it first, because it could be going bad.
Yes, darling. Yes.
Well, okay. I guess this is it.
Northbound bus to Omaha, now boarding at gate 6.
You better go, Mary.
I love you, Ronnie.
I love you too, darling.
Oh, if you do any work in the garage, make sure you wash your hands. You know how that grease stains the sheets? Oh, and remember, Ronnie, weeds, weeds, weeds.
Hello? Yes? Yes, yes. This is her husband? What? No! Oh my God, no! The bus went off the road into a ravine? Oh my God, Mary! Mary! Oh, Jesus, Mary! Yes, yes, thank you! Oh my God! Oh my God, Mary!
We are gathered here today to lay to rest one of our community's most beloved citizens, Mary McGee. The Lord took dear Mary unexpectedly and left behind a devoted family and one of the town's most beautiful gardens. Why did the Lord take Mary unexpectedly? Well, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. We were all blessed to walk with Mary for a short time on the path of life, but she was called onward. But we all know that all our paths lead to Mary, to the final destination. And I know in my heart the gardens of heaven will be all the more beautiful because Mary is there.
Amen.
To put in her 2 cents.
Well, Ron, everything looks pretty good for a man of your age. Luckily, you're not a smoker or heavy drinker. Your blood pressure is still a little bit high, but I think if you stick to this medication that I've prescribed for you, you'll have a long life ahead of you. Now, how are you feeling, Ron, personally? I mean, otherwise. How are you getting along with Mary gone?
Well, Ed, to be truthful, it's been damn hard. You know, it's only been just a short time since Mary's been gone, and there's not a day that goes by that I don't turn around and expect to find her right there beside me. And I still go down to that damn cemetery every day. Sometimes I think I should just end it all.
Well, Ron, as your old buddy and doctor, I advise you not to do that. Doctor's orders.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks.
I know it's hard, Ron. You and Mary have been together since high school?
Well, we got married when I got out of the service.
Yes, I understand. You know, when Marcia and I lost our little Katie to polio, it took us 4 or 5 years before we could get through the day without breaking down into tears. And all I can say is that little by little, we find a way to move along down the road. The sun always comes up the next day, and we find our way to get along, Ron. And I just hope you do okay.
Well, thanks, Ed. I appreciate it. You're a good friend.
Do you have any plans?
Well, you know, I haven't really thought about that much. I've just been taking care of things, you know, picking weeds and pruning the roses.
Yes, yes. And you must be doing okay financially.
Well, I got a little bit of money from Mary's insurance, and yeah, I'm well taken care of, thanks.
Well, maybe you should Do something with that, Ron. If I remember back in the school days, you were the one who always wanted to get out there and conquer the world. I'm kind of surprised you just stayed here in this little town.
Well, that is true. I was a starry-eyed young man in my youth.
I don't know how wrong that is.
Well, I'm going to think about that, Ed. Thanks a lot for your friendship.
You do that, Ron, and remember, be good to yourself, okay? I hope
Thanks,
everything
Ed.
works out. I got another appointment coming right in.
Thanks,
And
Ed.
you take care, Ron.
Thanks.
Ah, Miss Fitzwick, I've been waiting for this all day.
Hello, Mary. I brought you some flowers. I know how you love them, Mary. The Dublin bays are in bloom. And you were so worried about them last year, and now they're the grandest in the whole garden. I had a little problem with the icebergs, but I added some fertilizer, and I think that's going to help. Mary, I've got something that I need to tell you. I'm going to go away for a while, Mary. After you died, I got a little bit of money from the insurance, and well, Mary, I just can't do this anymore. I can't work in your garden for the rest of my life. In fact, I never wanted to work in your damn garden to begin with. Don't you remember how all the dreams, how I wanted to travel after I got out of the service? I guess I just lived your dreams. Now, I'm not complaining. I wouldn't change a thing, Mary. Not a thing. But I've got to do what's been in my heart from the very beginning. So I'm going to take a train to the East Coast to see my cousin Midge in Boston. And then I'm going to go see the Liberty Bell, and then up to New York to see some theater productions. And then I'm going to get on a ship, and I'm going to Europe. Can you imagine me all alone on a ship to Europe, Mary? Oh, God, it's going to be such a grand adventure. I'm going to be gone for 6 months. I'm going to see the whole Mediterranean. I'm going to go to France and Italy, England and Scotland. I sold the house, Mary. It's a wonderful young couple. They've got so many plans and so many dreams. Mary, I promise, wherever I go, I'll have you in my heart. And I promise, Mary, I promise I'll be back someday. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye.
Ronnie, you can't leave! We can't be apart! Ronnie! I love you! You can't leave! I need you here! You and me, Ronnie, me and you! Always has been. Always will be. Why did you have these silly ideas about leaving? We can't be apart. We're a perfect pair. And we made a promise. Yes, Ronnie. Everything's better when we're together. Much, much better.
He couldn't live without her. He couldn't sleep, he couldn't breathe.
many times he packed his bags, he could never leave. He couldn't live without her. Such an awkward little scene. Some thought it was a nightmare, some thought it was a dream. Like bread without the butter, like a hand without a glove. It was an awkward situation, a situation called love. He couldn't live without her. Oh, he tried and he tried. Oh, baby. He couldn't live without her. So he died. He couldn't live without her. So he died. All right. Let's get those heaters cranked up and we'll have a little intermission.